The NFL world received a shocking revelation about Jonnu Smith's future with the Miami Dolphins. While trade rumors with the Pittsburgh Steelers dominated headlines, the real bombshell came from NFL Network insider Cameron Wolfe. His report revealed the truth behind all the speculation. Both sides want to be back in Miami. This statement completely reframes the entire narrative. The media portrayed Smith as potentially seeking an exit from Miami. Reality tells a different story entirely. Jonnu Smith delivered the best season by a Miami Dolphins tight end in franchise history. His 88 receptions set a new team record for the position. His 884 receiving yards broke another franchise mark. 8 touchdown catches completed the trifecta of record-breaking performances. Smith's production ranked among the NFL's elite tight ends. Only 3 players at his position recorded more receiving yards: Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, and George Kittle. This performance established Smith as a premier weapon in Miami's offensive attack. The numbers tell the story of a player hitting his prime. Smith transformed from a solid contributor to a franchise cornerstone. His breakout campaign came at the perfect time for contract negotiations. Smith currently earns $4.8 million in the final year of his 2-year deal worth $8.4 million total. He signed this contract with Miami in March 2024. His record-breaking season now makes this salary appear below market value. The Dolphins view Smith differently than he views himself. According to reports, Miami sees a guy who just had 1 year of elite production. Smith wants compensation reflecting his newfound status as a top-tier tight end. This fundamental disagreement created the opening for trade discussions. When contract talks stall, teams often explore alternative options. The Pittsburgh Steelers quickly emerged as interested suitors. The Steelers' interest stems from both need and familiarity. Offensive coordinator Arthur Smith previously worked with Jonnu Smith at Tennessee. Arthur Smith served as tight ends coach and later offensive coordinator with the Titans. Their working relationship produced positive results in Tennessee and Atlanta. Smith achieved career-high numbers under Arthur Smith's guidance. In Atlanta, he recorded 50 receptions for 582 yards and 3 touchdowns. This previous success made Pittsburgh's interest logical and predictable. The Steelers needed offensive weapons after trading wide receiver George Pickens to Dallas. They sought to pair a reliable target with DK Metcalf, who signed a 4-year, $132 million contract. Adding Smith would provide Arthur Smith with a familiar weapon in his offensive system. Trade talks between Miami and Pittsburgh initially stalled earlier in the week. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported Monday that the Steelers were not expected to trade for Smith. Pittsburgh appeared to be moving in different directions. Tuesday changed the entire dynamic. Steelers tight end Donald Parham Jr. suffered a torn Achilles during OTAs. The injury sidelined Parham for the entire season. Pittsburgh suddenly faced a pressing need at the tight end position. The Steelers immediately renewed conversations with Miami about Smith. What seemed like a dead issue Monday became active again Tuesday. Parham's injury created urgency that hadn't existed before. Schefter reported the updated situation. Back in it, the Steelers renewed conversations today with Dolphins tight end Jonnu Smith, who is seeking a new contract. The trade between the Steelers and Dolphins is still alive. Per source. Not everyone in Pittsburgh welcomed the Smith trade rumors. Connor Hayward, who serves as a fullback tight end hybrid, questioned Smith's fit within the offense. His comments to PennLive's Nick Farabaugh revealed internal skepticism about the potential acquisition. "We all see it, but let's be honest, it would be complicated having him and Pat. They're kind of the same type of tight end," Hayward said. "They both got to have 100 balls a year thrown their way. You've seen that. We all have produced. Me, Darnell, and Pat. If that was to happen, we'd welcome it. But at the same time, we know Pat's our guy right now." Hayward continued defending Pat Freiermuth's position as the primary tight end. "People aren't just saying Muth for no reason. Pat's here. If that was happening, and I don't think it's going to happen, but Pat's here." These comments highlighted potential chemistry issues within Pittsburgh's locker room. Adding Smith could create target competition and disrupt established hierarchies. Hayward's public statement suggested not all Steelers players supported the potential trade. While trade rumors swirled, Smith remained absent from Miami's voluntary OTAs. The Dolphins conducted workouts in rainy conditions over 2 consecutive days. Most roster players attended these sessions, including Hall of Fame quarterback Dan Marino. Smith's absence stood out among the otherwise well-attended practices. Head coach Mike McDaniel acknowledged the impact of Smith's missing presence during team activities. "Jonnu is a very important person to me and the guys. I think one thing we can stand on is his professionalism," McDaniel said. The coach noted Smith's absence would be felt in a locker room that faced maturity issues the previous season. Players understood the business aspects of Smith's situation. Wide receiver Jalen Waddle addressed the uncertainty surrounding his teammate. "We do know that it's a business, and I don't think it really matters who's on the field, who's not on the field," Waddle said. "Just go out there and work and approach it by getting better each and every day and make the other side better." The team continued building chemistry despite Smith's absence. Running back Jalen Wright and linebacker Terrell Dodson praised the rain-soaked practices as character-building exercises. "It's good that we are practicing in the rain. It's South Florida. I mean, it can rain anytime," Wright said. Dodson added perspective about Miami's weather challenges. "You're in Miami if you can't practice in the rain. I mean, you can't practice at all. You can't play here." Cameron Wolfe's report completely shifted the narrative surrounding Smith's future. While media coverage focused on trade possibilities, Wolfe revealed the fundamental truth about both parties' intentions. He said,
"This Jonnu Smith situation is all about the money, the Benjamins. Jonnu Smith's coming off a franchise best season for a tight end in Miami, and he wants to get paid. He's set to make $4.1 million, and the Dolphins see a guy who just had 1 year, and right now they haven't been able to come to a deal. Right now, both sides want to be back in Miami. If it goes sideways, if deal can't get done, maybe that's when we see a trade. If we do, I'd look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've talked to their offense."
This revelation reframed the entire situation. Smith wasn't seeking an exit from Miami. The Dolphins weren't actively shopping their Pro Bowl tight end. Both sides simply needed to bridge the gap in contract negotiations. Wolfe's reporting suggested the trade rumors served as background noise to standard contract negotiations. All the other noise can be stripped away with this report from Wolfe. If Jonnu Smith wants to be in Miami, and the Dolphins not only want to have Jonnu Smith for 2025, but would love to get a deal done to keep him with the Dolphins, this seems like business just needs to play itself out. Smith's agent, Drew Rosenhaus, provided clear direction about his client's preferences. Speaking to Miami Herald reporter Barry Jackson, Rosenhaus emphasized Smith's desire to remain with the Dolphins. "Jonnu would definitely like to stay in Miami. That's his first choice," Rosenhaus said. "This is where he lives in the offseason. He had a record-breaking season last year. His dream team is the Dolphins." McDaniel echoed these sentiments when addressing Smith's future with the team. The head coach made his position crystal clear during media sessions. "I haven't considered anything other than I want Jonnu on the team," McDaniel told reporters. "I think he wants to be here." These statements from both Smith's representation and coaching staff painted a picture of mutual desire for continuation. The foundation existed for a long-term partnership between player and organization. The Dolphins face significant salary cap pressures heading into the 2025 season. The organization actively seeks ways to create financial flexibility for future roster construction. A deal involving cornerback Jalen Ramsey appears imminent as part of these cost-cutting measures. Smith's situation reflects broader financial constraints facing the franchise. Miami must balance keeping productive players with maintaining salary cap health. The team's tight financial outlook looming creates pressure to make difficult roster decisions. Trading Smith would provide immediate cap relief while potentially netting draft compensation. However, losing a record-setting performer would damage the offense's productivity and chemistry.